Hey, what's up guys? Steve here, and welcome back to another Train Sim World 2 episode. So today we're trying out the latest DLC that they've entitled Rush Hour. So this is the Boston Sprinter route part of Rush Hour. So Rush Hour is going to consist of three main routes. This one, the London to Brighton, and the German route, which I can't for the love of me think of what it is for the minute. But yes, the first release was the Boston Sprinter. So for those that aren't aware, it's basically 43 miles of route from Boston, Massachusetts to Providence, Rhode Island. It is one of the oldest railroads in America, and it also includes an additional 4 miles worth of branch line from Canton Junction to Staunton. Probably not pronounced that right. Today we'll be carrying out one of the scenarios that's available in the route. I think it's 5 in total, and they range from travel times of around about half an hour to around 90 minutes. So we'll start off with the first one, which I think is about half an hour. And we'll see how we get on. There'll probably be other episodes coming up soon. So yeah, as mentioned, it is a new route. Obviously, there's 2 new trains. There's an ACS 64 and an F40PH-3C. Sounds like I know what I'm talking about, but really not. So today I think we're doing a route in what looks like one of the cab cars. So slightly different. Obviously, option there. The main unit is behind, and then you start at the cab car at the end. So what we'll do is we'll sort of head through the route. As you can see, there's now a new user interface with the latest update that came up. So a little bit more glitzy and shiny. You can see all the different trains and routes, and even what you look like as you're driving them. So very casual there. Actually, that guy, go back. That guy kind of looks like. Looks like a Thunderbird. But yeah, as I say, shows the different routes. So yeah, let's head on into the Boston Sprinter. Alright, so first route today is Long Way Round. Alright, so good morning. Today you will be driving the MBTA service to Boston South Station. So yeah, as mentioned, we're in a cabin, so it's kind of not our normal train layout. Maintenance work on the overpass means trains going into Boston South Station are being routed round the single track into Southampton Street Yard. So yeah, I think this is the big turnaround that you've got on the map. There is a big, apparently they don't switch ends at one end of the route, so they do this big sort of loop. Alright, cool. So let's start off by setting up the train for today. So set the generator filter on. So it's looking at this little lunchbox that's attached to the roof up here. So generator filter on. Yeah, that is on, there we go, on, and that's on, perfect. So set up the cut-off valve to passenger, so look, there's a fast train going the other way. So let's set that to passenger, perfect. Right, unlock the doors. So yeah, for those that have caught any of the latest videos, you know there's a load of updates that have since happened to Train Sim World 2 with this update. There's a lot more people. I think they've doubled the amount of people that are now available on sort of passengers and walkways and stuff. You might see a few more people starting to get on here. No, can't go through the fence. I've got to go over it. Yeah, there's a lot more passengers, a lot more variation on the passengers as well, from what I understand. The amount of clothes and different bits and pieces that they get are significantly different. Like, he's getting on. Let's leave him. Yep, good, he's on. Let's lock the doors. Perfect. Let's wait for the doors to lock. There we go. Right, so let's set the reverser to forwards. There we go. Set the automatic brake to release. Go. Right, cool. And apply some power. So yeah, so as mentioned, it's going to be about sort of a half an hour route today, I think. And yeah, our next stop is at Ruggles. What a place. What an amazing name. Alright, so slowly we're getting away, or getting a lot of wheel slips. So as you see, it's lovely wintry Boston, and or Rhode Island, wherever we are. Yeah, we seem to notice that you get a lot more rail slip, a lot more slip on the wheels if you put too much power down. So you kind of have to gently ease yourself in and start applying the power as things get moving. go see a few more people in different bits and pieces, so different clothes on the platform. But yeah, I must admit, I do like the way that this route is set. It's quite clear that they've set this route up around winter, with the expectation that that's going to be the main season. I think each one of the 3 routes that it comes as part of this Rush Hour pack is going to have a set sort of season that it's going to be in. I think, so this one's winter. I think the one for the London to Brighton is going to be set around spring, I think, if I remember them saying it. I'm not sure about the German route. I must admit, if you've caught any of the sort of videos of this on the channel and the sort of the train sim videos as well, a lot of them have been sort of UK based, so I haven't really been that interested in the sort of German routes and stuff. But yeah, we'll see it when it comes out. I bought the season pass, which was, I think, in my eyes, better value. It was something like £34, I think it was, for the season pass, and that gets you all 3 routes. Or you can just buy the routes individually at £25. To me, that seemed like a no-brainer, really. Oh, hang on, they're kind of in the trees. There we go. Yeah, it seemed a no-brainer to me, to be fair, because you know, you get all 3 routes, you get the equivalent of, like, you know, basically like £75 worth of route for 35, and you know, definitely be going to be doing a bit more in this one. And yeah, can't wait for the London to Brighton one to come out. I must admit, that's you know, always prefer sort of UK routes if I can get away with it, but we'll see how we get on. So alright, we're coming up to a speed limit zone change. So yeah, this is probably, I think, excluding the LGV routes that we haven't got, which is the Avignon to Marseille, is it? I think this is one of the fastest routes in America, at speeds of up to sort of 120 miles an hour. We're not probably going to get anywhere near that in this today, because this has kind of got the aerodynamics of a greenhouse, so probably not going to get up to that speed. There we go, cool. Window, there we go, yeah, our door. Cool, mess around with as much as we can to try and gain as much points as we can. Right, there's another one going in the other direction. They do go fast, those sort of high-speed trains. I can't wait to try one of them in a future episode. But yeah, so this is a good start. It's a short half-hour route, gets us used to it. It feels very familiar, this cab, compared to some of the others that we've sort of been in terms of the sort of the layout, I guess. But no, it's good. I've enjoyed this route so far, and it's challenging. Obviously, as I mentioned, the weather is one thing. I don't know if it will do it in this route, but the practice route I did of this, it snowed halfway through, so it was kind of very sleety, rainy, snowy kind of conditions, so that kind of added an extra challenge to it, because you feel that the wheel slip is there. Oh, look at this, I'm chatting away and I've completely missed that speed change. Good job we didn't end up coming off the track there. Yeah, so we go back down to 45. We go, just about made the speed as we now probably go through the tunnel. So yeah, one thing they have changed as well as part of the updates, as well as the user interface and stuff like that, is you can now use the camera in the tunnel. So you can use an external view camera in the tunnel. That's I'm not sure why. I think that's probably because of the inability to use the external camera in the London Underground one that they've done. But yeah, it's something you can do. I'll see if I can't do it in another tunnel when we get to one. But yeah, it doesn't really seem that, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Probably is worthwhile for someone that wants to do it. Alright, so we got 500 and something yards before we get back to speeds of 120. There we go. So see, go there. That's the tunnel view. Yeah, I'm sure there's a reason why people would want to see that, but maybe it's just me. But anyway, so we got 2.2 miles to Ruggles, and we should be hitting the 120 mile an hour again now. Perfect. So got 60 mile an hour in 2.5, but Ruggles is in 2, so we should be okay. So one thing one thing is challenging in this, as with all of them, is trying to get your stopping distance right. The various different brakes and automatic brakes in this, I think, is something that I need a bit more practice on. But bit more routes, a few more practices, and I'm sure we'll be there in no time. Alright, cool, so we're under speed, that's fine. Slow down a little bit. We'll just start to decrease speed for when we come into the station. About 1.4 miles out, so now's probably a good time to start thinking about slowing down. Is this another tunnel? Yep, another tunnel coming up. Keeps reminding me, peeping at me to do something. I'm not sure what the peeping is, but it keeps telling me to do something. Alright, cool. So, a bit dark in here. Turn headlights bright. Yep, there we go. For some reason they're on dim. I don't know if I changed that. I probably didn't set that as we were going. Alright, cool. So he's got bright lights on coming the other way. Maybe I should have had bright lights. Obviously it's just after lunchtime, so I can't imagine why you'd need quite so bright on, but I guess going through all of the tunnels is probably wise. Alright, cool. So got 0.6 of a mile to the station, so let's start to slow down. Cool. Apply the automatic brakes. There we go. 700 and something yards to go. Cool. Back through another tunnel. Alright, perfect. So about 500 yards to go. And then we're into Ruggles. It looks like we're a little bit early, so maybe we'll have to hold things here just a little bit so that we can depart on time. Alright, cool. Slowing down nicely. 150 yards to go. So a few more people on the platform there, and there's loads of new collectibles in this as well. For those that have caught it or haven't caught it, yeah, you got things like fire extinguishers, snow shovels, maps. So those all need finding and replacing or repairing. Right, perfect. So let's unlock the left doors. Cool. Let's let these people get on. Something's very smoky. I know there's smoke coming. Oh, okay. We're upstairs. Okay, that's there we go. Alright, perfect. So yeah, something's very smoky. So you've got the smoke coming this end out of the train. So there's no one in that cab because we're controlling that cab from the other end. But there's still smoke coming from the other end. Oh no, it's gone now. No, it's still coming. There we go. No idea. I'm not sure where that's coming from. Oh look, here comes the snow. Here you go, see? So we've got a little bit of time to wait before we leave again. But yeah, you can see there the snow is starting to fall. I like the fact that this now has sort of dynamic weather, so it has the ability to change the weather as you do a scenario. So yeah, we've gone from somewhat cloudy and grey to snow falling, and we'll have to set up the wipers so that we can actually see where we're going. I don't think it makes that much difference to the windscreen. It doesn't get too... Let's try and get down this camera view. What's wrong with this camera view? Right, so apparently it can't teleport through the actual ground, but you'll see here all the new people. So she's going to be a bit cold if it's not snowing. She's not really dressed for winter, is she? Hasn't got a coat or anything. The new passenger information boards are there, so apparently we're on time. I'm not sure if that's us or the other one. So Boston South Station, Boston South Station. So due to the fact that he's moving, I'm guessing that's not us, so this is us here. So yeah, so we are on time. Formed of 6 cars, yes. So yep, 6 cars in total, and we are just waiting for our clearance to leave. So we've got another 5 seconds to go. No, let's do that one. So that's the wiper valve. So let's apply a little bit of valve to the wipers so we can see a little bit. Right, let's lock the left doors and perfect. Release the brakes and start our way to Boston Bay. So only got a mile or so to go before that. Right, so it's a bit slow on the uptake this train. Right, let's turn the wipers down just a little bit, put it back in its parking position. It doesn't seem to be too heavy right now. Probably as we get a little bit further down, it might get you just about see little flecks of water on the windscreen there. But it's yeah, it's quite cool that. I must admit, it's quite cool how it's changed that. There's loads of updates, I think, and loads of bits and pieces of changes and stuff that they've made to the game as part of that core update. If it's something that's of interest, then catch up on the release notes on Steam or on the Dovetail Games forum just to get a lot of everything. But yeah, there's a lot of changes, quite a big update. I know it had its issues on release day, shall we say. I know that there was quite a few glitches with things like the console version and the PC version came out early. I got it literally as soon as it came out, and then they released it with a bit of a discount on it, which is slightly annoying, but I think it was only like £3 or £4 discount in the end. But yeah, it was a little bit annoying that for those of us that got it like when it was released, there was no discount yet. If you'd have waited maybe 4 or 5 hours, that there was a discount on it. But anyway, it seems to be running fine for me. There don't seem to be any problems. Obviously, it's not in its full 4K beauty that we can get it in, but that's probably down to more my hardware than anything else. It's the computer is definitely due a bit of an upgrade, but unfortunately at the moment, being the current climate and current situation where everything is astronomically priced, I can't justify changing anything at the minute. So I can't justify paying like double MSRP for a new graphics card or a new components, new CPU or anything like that. So we'll wait a little bit until it hopefully calms down. It'll do. We just can't quite do full 4K 60 FPS in this at the moment. So right, let's stop here at Boston Back Bay. Slow down gently. Hopefully don't go too stop too early, sorry. There we go. So there's snow there, so I'm guessing there's a hole in the roof somewhere. The only thing I didn't just notice there that I didn't like was the fact that the line in the on the sort of tracks was quite pronounced. Look, there you go. You can just about see it. Let's just stop that for a second. Yeah, the line in the track was quite pronounced, which, you know, obviously in real life you wouldn't have that flat line there. You can just about see it. Yeah, you wouldn't have that. But yeah, it seems to be a lot more people on this station, so we're taking advantage of all the extra people here, and yeah, a few more people milling around. We don't know. I'm not going to get out and start doing the collectibles yet, but it is there, and you'll see the. Let's attach that a little bit. So just waiting for the time to elapse so that we can head off. Right, cool. Another 15 seconds. Start releasing the brakes and get ready to go when we're allowed. Obviously, don't want to end up with trying to move the train with people trying to get on and off. Right, perfect. So let's lock the left door. And let's get ready to depart. Perfect, there we go. So go via location single track line. So yeah, obviously this is the a bit of the track where we have to do a bit of waiting and holding. So in the practice run we were there for a little bit. We ended up, I think, probably being stuck there for a lot longer than I would have liked, but we'll see how we get on in this one. And yeah, it's just kind of like a big old loop. I'll see if I can't show you when we get there. Right, let's see. So they go again. Look, see, there's this line on the ground there. Look, there's like a section there which is like almost kind of just some and no snow. Obviously, if you were at least catching some snow as it came in, I guess you would kind of drag a bit of snow into the station. But I don't know. The roads also seem very, very clear of snow when the tracks are pretty deep of it. But you know, you can't expect everything. You can't quite get every function and graphical bit 100% right. It would take forever, I'd imagine. So, you know, overall, I don't know what we're nearly sort of 15 minutes into this route, and I think so far it's promising. I do like this sort of slightly different design, slightly different area. Obviously, gets away from the usual UK routes that we do, but you know, I think the area and the rush hour update in general, I think is a good thing and something that I'm really enjoying. So I hope you guys are, if you're playing this as well. I wouldn't necessarily use this as a review if you wanted to do it, but I definitely think, say, if you're going to get it, I would definitely get the game pass, or say the season pass, season ticket. I'll get the right phrasing in a minute. But yeah, I definitely get the season ticket. I do think, as I say, if you're going to enjoy all of them, it definitely makes more sense to go with that and not pay £25 each time. You might as well just get the game pass at £35 and get all three, which to me seems like a no-brainer. But yeah, I think it's pretty good value when you think about that. I know it's still, well, I think if you look at £35 for 3 add-ons and the base game itself is about that normally. I think it's I know a lot of people have questioned the price of the DLCs for various different Trains in World 2 DLCs, because they're like at £25 each just for one route. But I think if you look at other things, you look at other games that have various different DLCs in it. I take you start looking at, if you're a flying enthusiast, you look at Microsoft Flight Simulator, and you pay £10 or £15 for just an airport, or same amount for a plane. And then you look at things like I think DCS is one of them. You pay an obscene amount of money in that for just a plane or a tank or a something like that. I saw one the other day released. I can't remember what it was. It might be like an F-14 Tomcat or something like that, or like the A-10 Warthog, and it was like £50 just for one plane. And I think when you think about that, you think about the longevity that you get out of one route. Bear in mind, it's got like 5 scenarios, all the different planners, all the scenario planners, everything like that. You kind of you can get so much out of it. Alright, cool. So here we are in this little single track sort of siding area, I guess. So we've got a couple of, obviously we stopped at that last red light while I was waffling on, and we've got another one coming up in about 280 yards. So let's just crawl our way through. So this brings us onto the main line. There was a train going the other direction as we were joining it, which is why we had the red light. So I'm guessing there's another one, or another slow moving train, as we are kind of coming up to this next one. So it has only got like a 10 mile an hour speed limit, I think it is. So obviously we don't want to be too slow, but likewise we want to try and arrive on time. So we'll try and keep 2 speed limits where we can. I know we're going a bit slow, so let's try and pick up a little bit of speed, try and get to that 10 mile an hour speed limit. And then yeah, we've got the next red light coming up here in about 125 yards. So yeah, so it's sort of like a siding area. Look at all the different tracks that are on this part, just before the big loop round. But it's just areas like this that you can see the amount of work that's gone into this, and all of these tracks can be used if you want to mess around with the points and stuff. I think the second scenario in this sort of scenario options is like building up a train and then taking it and putting it into service, which is cool, and that gives you the chance to sort of shunt trains and carriages and stuff around the different areas of a siding. So that can all be built up, and if you really wanted to, you could mess around with points and sidings and stuff if you wanted to. So I think that's pretty cool, each one of it. I know they've said some things aren't right. I know they said some things like the overhead power lines are not quite right in certain places, and that will be coming soon. But that just shows how much attention to detail they put into this game, and how much I think they care about each route that puts out. Because they did say that there's some things that are that are not perfect and probably will get picked up and noticed on. But it's pretty good so far. Alright, while we wait for the route, I'll show you the map quickly. So as you can see, this is the big loop section that we've got. You can see the blue line highlighted, so there's a train there just crawling through. Obviously we're just there. You've got this big siding here with more loops and stuff like that, and then the big loop at the bottom here. So we're just waiting for that to sort of crawl through. I think it's probably just to the left of our position, so we'll stay here for a bit and while we're here. So I know not technically trains, but obviously now only a couple of weeks till Bus Sim 21 comes out. Really excited for that to come out. I think they announced pricing of it today, or when I'm doing this recording. All right, we've got an amber light there. So I think they're doing like 4 different versions of the game. I think 2 physical copies and 2 digital copies. I think the basic game is just a couple of the main game itself and some other bits and pieces on it, and then as you go up you get more and some additional skins and packs and so on and so forth. I think the top pack gives you some extra MAN stuff as well, if I remember rightly. So I think pricing is, I'm trying to remember what they released pricing is. It was all in dollars and euros, so I think the most you're going to pay, I think in the UK, was like £39 for the full version on digital copy. So I think it's I don't know. I know they like a DLC, and I know there's going to be probably more DLCs and stuff coming in, but I think bearing in mind I've just shelled out £35 for this one route. I think £39 doesn't seem like bad value, to be fair. Right, there's that train going that we were waiting on, so he's going just through, or she's going just through. We're crawling around this loop here at 5 mile an hour, and we'll bear with us. It may take some time. But yeah, I think that's reasonable price. I think the basic game is like 30 quid, I think, or maybe 25-30 quid on digital copies. So I think even if you started off with a basic pack and started adding DLCs as it went through, I think that's got to be worthwhile to get a start on. And I know obviously they're remastering the old map on it from Bus Sim 18, so that's going to be good value as well, I think, because you get both the new and the old versions. And I think you can, hang on, let's go up a little bit, there we go, let's try and get our viewers. We're going around this, you can see all the snow and stuff. I must admit, the fact that you get different buses, and I think you can use the new buses on the old map, so maybe we'll see how we get on. I don't know whether it'll transfer across your progress. That's one thing they haven't said, whether or not they transfer across the progress from Bus Sim 18. That might be a question to ask them. See if we can carry on our Bus Sim 18 sort of like scenario series, whatever you want to call it, into Bus 21. So while we crawl around, you can see all the car parks and all the sort of buildings and bridges and all the sort of downtown areas, I guess the industrial areas that we go past. Different tracks and stuff that seem to just disappear into nowhere on the left here. There we go. So that's you can see there just all the bits, obviously the overhead gantries, which I believe is, I don't know if these ones are right or whether they need changing. But look, there's a bus wash just up here on the right. Oh, we should have changed the points. We should have gone through the train wash. God, what am I talking about? I've got buses on the mind now. I'm talking about Bus Sim 21. The train wash there. We should have run the train through the train wash. Oh, if only I'd have thought of that before we got this far. Didn't even think about it after doing the practice run. Could have just buzzed it through there and at least got it cleaned. Don't know if they're working. Don't know if they're animated. We'll have to have a look when we get a bit closer, just to see if the actual bristles are going around. It doesn't look like. Oh no, maybe they are. No, they are. You can see the steam coming off of them. Yeah, you can sort of see them rotating. I don't suppose they probably do anything. Let's see if we can go through them and see if they move. Nope, we kind of glitch out of them. Oh well, never mind. We will maybe try and take something through them. I don't know which tracks they go on and where they'd end up on the main line, but it's kind of something fun to try. All right, so does that door open? Yeah, it does. There you go. Didn't even see that. I got bored. I'm now messing around with doors. This is what happens. None of this opens. That doesn't open. That doesn't open. No, none of this seems to move. The window opens, obviously. Door's locked. So, see, this is idle hands and idle minds. Start messing around with random buttons, and yeah, we start finding stuff. Maybe there's an ejector seat button in here, and we'll end up firing ourselves through the roof one day. Alright, so we are crawling around, so we've got 800 yards before it goes to a 10 mile an hour. No, don't pull the emergency brake. No. Switches over there that don't seem to work. Well, no, nothing on the floor to mess around with. No. No. Bell, obviously. No. Valves, things, nothing really that we can play around with. I'm not going to mess around with the signal acknowledger. I don't know what that does, but we're not going to mess around with it for the minute. Alright, lots of cars on the highway there, so as they are going up and over the bridge, we are gradually snaking our way around this sort of turn. I can see why it's 5 miles an hour, but it's just so slow. It's unbelievable. It seems to be taking forever to get around this sort of loop. Now I know why this isn't a half an hour route, because 20 minutes of it is spent going around this. No, what's that? No, nothing in question now. Close the window. Yeah, 20 minutes is spent going around this loop at 5 miles an hour. So apologies, this is not going to be the most enthralling of route, I'm sure. But you know, you've got my sparkling personality to brighten up this dull and snowy day. Whether there's a reason for you to turn off. No, don't turn off, please don't turn off. Alright, let's speed up just a little bit. We just lost a little bit of speed as we were going down. Yep, see, horn works. Don't know why it's a push button. Don't know why it's like a lever. Surely you'd just have it as a, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not trying to redesign trains here or work out why they designed things the way they did. But alright, that's probably a bit too fast. But right, let's rein it back a little bit. But no, also just one question for you guys. If you've stuck around into 30 odd minutes into this video, obviously we've done a couple of different routes. The last Train Sim 21 route that we did was without commentary. This one's been with, and all the ones before have been with. Would you guys like to see more routes with or without commentary? Would you rather see just a pure sound kind of train route, or would you rather hear me waffling and chatting on over the top? Depending on which you prefer, put in the comment section down below. So yes commentary or no commentary. I won't take offence if you say no commentary. If you'd rather hear the sounds, I think the next route is about 60 minutes, the next one, maybe 45 to 60 minutes. I can't remember the exact timing of the next one, but if you'd like to see that route and you don't want me to talk through it, then just say put no commentary. If you want to see that route and hear me waffling away for an hour, then put yes commentary, and we'll see how we get on. I'll probably only get like one comment, but you know, you may be that one person that makes up their mind. So yeah, put it in the comment section down below and let me know what you think. Alright, so we've got a amber sign coming up here, and we're 7 minutes away from the stop at Boston South station, and we're 375 yards away from the next speed change. So there's another train stop there on the right. Is that stopped, or is that in sidings? Don't know, maybe it's in sidings, who knows, maybe it's waiting. But yeah, so that's, we've got a green light now, so we're good to go. So yeah, I don't know whether that thing's stopped or whether it's waiting for us. Can't really see anyone in it. There's no passengers on board it by the looks of it. No, although it is lit up. Is there anyone in the cab? Can't really see anyone from this angle, so probably not. It's probably just waiting there. So which way are we going? Are we going straight on, or are we going round? We're going straight on, maybe? Yeah, straight on. Perfect. Alright, so we are 1.2 miles out of Boston South, and currently heading at a speed of 5 miles an hour still. So yeah, we've been all the way around the loop, all the way around those buildings. Those are stopped there. There we go. They're just parked there overnight by the looks of it. Yep, nothing else on the main line. There's some sheds and stuff in the distance, and yeah, it looks like we're about to join or cross over a couple of the different routes into the station, so we can keep a little bit of speed up. Let's release the brake slightly. Yeah, let's just try and get to that 5 mile an hour. We're slowly crawling towards the 10 mile an hour zone, but hopefully we shouldn't be too long now. We're 6 minutes out. But no, guys, I hope everyone's okay and well and enjoying their week so far. See, we're now up to Thursday, so only a couple more days to make it through to the weekend. Are you guys doing anything exciting at the weekend? Is there any plans? I know for those of you that sort of enjoy things like motorsports and stuff, you've got the F1 season back on this weekend, back in Belgium, and see how that one goes on for the next race. But yeah, it's I've got a trip planned on Sunday to like a railway museum that's near to me where I am. It's got a classic rail and car show on, so we'll be looking around some older cars. There's some classic car clubs meeting there, and some excitement with the trips around the trains and stuff. So it'll be pretty good. Might take some photos and post those onto Instagram. Obviously, if you don't follow me on Insta or Facebook, not Facebook, sorry, or Twitter, then the links will be in the channel description, and I'm sure we'll get some photos of something, either classic cars, trains, or whatever is there, and we'll put it out there so you can see how exciting my Sunday is. But yeah, if you guys are up to anything interesting, then put it in the comment section below, and share your weekend plans. Right, so we've managed to get through the 10 mile an hour, but it doesn't seem to want to recognise the 10 mile an hour. I guess probably because the back end of the train isn't quite through it. Let's see where the speed sign changed. No, obviously way back there. So we got about 90 yards to go until it goes to a 30 mile an hour, so we can pick up a little bit more speed. Guessing it probably goes to 10 once we get through those points. Let's just wait for it to click over on the old speedo in the bottom corner. Still not really clicking over. Alright, we'll probably get to the 30 before we get to the 10. And we're 400 yards away from the next green light and 1 mile out of the station. So yeah, this bit of the route seems to be taking the longest amount of time because it's all sort of slow speeds and not a lot of distance. Obviously, at full pelt, this 1 mile wouldn't take very long. At 10 mile an hour, there we go. Now it's flipped up to 10 mile an hour. So let's apply a bit of power and try and get up to 10. Seems so exciting to get up to 10 mile an hour now. We've been for 5 mile an hour for so long. Just trying to get any wheel slip as we start putting the power down. There we go. So we're at 10. Perfect. It went to 30 and now going back down to 15. Okay, we'll probably end up staying at 10. It's probably easier. That's 800 yards, and we've got 9.9 of a mile to the station, so actually it might not. Right, so there we go. So it's still snowing slightly. It's got all the different outbuildings there. I guess that's a maintenance bay maybe, or a storage yard down on the right. Maybe the same thing on the left here. Just about seeing the distance, the sort of the main town city side. Cool, still got all the snow attached to the front. So even though we're going backwards, it's still got snow on the front of that train. Not sure how, but it managed to. Alright, cool. So we've got up to 30 now. So let's apply a bit of power. Try and get. It's slow. Oh, we got wheel spin. There we go. Let's just wind that down. Still got wheel spin. I can't remember what the gritting button is on this thing. Right, perfect. So about another almost, 500 yards, and it goes back down to 15, and we're 0.7 of a mile out of the station, so we're going to get a good bit of speed up. There we go. So let's just start applying a little bit of brake so that we can get us slowed down to 15. Probably a little bit early, but we'll manage. Cool. About a minute outside and about 0.6 mile. I think we might be a little bit late into the station, but I think maybe slow down just a little bit too much. Just come off the brake slightly, apply a little bit more accelerator pedal, and yeah, we're 950 yards out, so not a lot else on this track at the minute. It looks like another turnaround on the right hand side there. Turnaround? Yeah, probably just around those sidings. Sort of outside rail track goes around. Nothing else on the route. I'm not gonna. That's kind of the loop that we started on just there on the left. And I guess I don't know where the pier is. Where's the bit that it's supposed to come in on? Is it that bit there? I guess maybe that bit to the left. Maybe that's the main line in. That must be the bit that's closed, or closed for this scenario, shall we say? It's probably open back up by the time that we get to the next one. Right, cool. So let's stick to the speed limit. There we go. We're fine. So we're 10 mile an hour again. And yeah, we're going to be probably a minute or two late by the looks of it, because we're now arrival time, and we're still 600 and something yards out. So let's just apply a little bit of power so that we can keep that 10 mile an hour going. Right, are we sticking in this? Yeah, no, we're going over a little bit. Alright, cool. and then yeah, got 540 yards to go until we get to our sort of destination, just coming up here on the right. Right, perfect. So we're going, I guess we're taking this right track, and yeah, we can just about see it there in the distance. So it does feel like we're sat quite significantly off to one side in this cab. Just seems like we're hanging over a little bit. Maybe the sort of side of this side of the train just is I don't know. No, maybe not. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just the seating position. It seems to be a lot further over that rail than it would suggest from the outside. But yeah, never mind. Anyway, so we're just coming into the station now. You can see just about 330 yards to go. More of that weird snow. So there's snow on the edge of the platform there, but not on the main bit. I don't know. You can't get everything right, but it's good so far. I've really enjoyed what has been somewhat of a strange. She's got no jacket on. In snow, you've got no jacket on. That's anyway, a bit strange. But no, I've really enjoyed it. I think it's definitely worth giving it a go if you're interested in it. As I've said many times in this video, I definitely would get the season pass. I do think that's a no-brainer really. If you're interested in these routes, it's definitely worth getting. I can't see any reason why you wouldn't, unless you just wanted this route and didn't want any of the other ones. But you know, for the fact that at a later date you may find that you want to try a different one, you know, even if you buy two of them, you've already paid, you know, a significant amount over what it would have cost for a season pass. And I don't know if the season pass is only available for or season ticket, sorry, is only available for a short amount of time. I think someone said potentially to the end of this year. So, you know, if you're interested in it, definitely worth considering. I don't regret buying it, because I think, as I say, the other routes in this in the rush hour DLC is definitely something I'd be interested in. So, right, let's slow it down now. We've got a couple of yards to go before the final stop. There we go, perfect. Right, so let's unlock the doors. We'll let these people get off. So yeah, there we go. There's lots of people. Oh no, wrong side. There we go. Lots of people getting off. So let's wait for these people to get off the train and join the platform and go through the terminus, and we'll see how we got on with today's route, see what score we got, and take it from there. So, alright, so it's still snowing. So it's still, what is wrong with this camera? There we go. That's better. Right, perfect. So it's starting to snow a little bit heavier by the looks of it. So let's lock doors. Hopefully that will be it. Just wait for it to come up. There we go, perfect. So good work. You handled the disruption well. Now let's see how you did. Yes, let's see how we did. Come on, what score did we get? How many points? Come on. There's a long old pause. Oh look, it still says on time. We weren't on time, were we? No. As usual, we weren't on time. Alright, perfect. So, as you can see, we did okay actually in terms of arrival times. We arrived early to the first stop, early to the second stop, kept under the speed limit pretty much all the way, struggled to be honest to get up to speed. Yeah, so we stopping distance was okay, within 10 yards, on time. And just the last one where we were a couple of minutes late, and yeah, so again, not played this much in Train Sim World 2, so we're only level 16 driver, level 5 on the Boston Sprinter with 19 and a bit thousand points, and level 4 on the CTC-3 cab car. So yeah, the route took us 40 minutes in total, a little bit longer than expected. We drove 10 miles, we walked nowhere. Sounds a bit like my life in general, and we scored 4,692 points and got a gold, diamond, whatever you want to call it. Obviously we didn't get a medal because we got that in the previous episode. So yeah, guys, I think that will be a good time to end today's video. I've really enjoyed this route, and I hope you have too. If you've enjoyed it, then please smash that like button. If you've enjoyed Train Sim World 2 and the Rush Hour DLC, and you want to catch up with more routes and episodes, then please hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and don't forget to click the bell notification icon so you can be updated when new episodes come out. But yeah, as always guys, if there's any questions, queries, comments or suggestions, then please put those in the comment section down below. And thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Take care. Bye.